Good evening. Hi,
Good
Heather.
evening, everybody. Hello. Thank you again for joining Jeff and I for another Sunday night of poetry and tarot. Um, so I know we're gonna, people be coming in. I see two are watching, two are lurking, and there's one of them. Hi, Thomas.
Hi,
Good to see
Tom.
you.
Hi, Thomas.
Um, yeah. Yeah, tonight's one of those nights. I just ate a little while ago, so I'm kind of like in between food coma and just like, yeah, hey man, you know,
Exactly.
um, just kind of like chilling out for a bit, waiting to see who pops in. Um, so as we're getting started, Jeff, do you have anything coming up on your channel this week? Unless you want to wait until at the end of the show to share when we have more people. It's up to you.
I have a lot of irons in the fire right now. I've been pretty active this week, but in fact, now that I see her, I'm hoping Care Bear and I are going to be reading together um, at some point, and I don't know if
Yeah, I
Care.
keep telling her you gotta come join Jeff and I. I'll shoot you the link.
um, so yeah, and we're happy to have you tonight, Care Bear, too, as well. I was doing some readings on my channel, and I was voicing to her some of my concerns about just trying to get the channel up and running as far as some of the shows that I want to hopefully maintain,
Hmm.
member viewership with. And she was just so kind to want to come on. She has a really good knowledge of a lot of this stuff, the political end of it, and the other stuff that is
Mm,
the spiritual end. So I can't wait to read with you, Care Bear.
I can't either. Oh,
Oh,
she's having some. Yeah,
oh.
you know, you can't live with them. You can't shoot them. I mean, it's just like the old saying goes. But yeah, it's like you can't live with them. You can't live without them. It's like some nights I want to bang my head in the wall. I'm sorry, Care Bear, that you're going through stuff, but I feel you, sister. I really do. Um, it gets a little frustrating sometimes. Oh, so nope, 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 nope. Don't open that. Open this. Don't mind me. I am just talking to my phone.
We're glad that we can be your oasis, at least for a little
Yes.
while, Care Bear, as you said before. So, and um, Tom, thank you as always for having me on your show today.
Yeah, that was.
Um, I always enjoy it.
Yeah, I've been working on trying to wrap paintings up and going through art, getting rid of what I don't need, trying to just declutter and minimize as much as possible. I'm like, you're an artist, minimize? Yeah, right. And you're a reader with your cards,
They were not
minimalize?
minimal.
Yeah, you're right.
No, no.
Yeah. So yeah, this has been a week. So yeah, last week was not Thanksgiving, was St. Valentine's Day. See what I mean? Where the hell did that come from? Wow. It's like, where the hell did the last 7 months just go? I must have slipped through the matrix or something on a loophole. Um, but yeah, last week um, we had Sasha on. She was our guest, and then Wednesday we did the investigative tarot, and that was Valentine's Day. Um, and Thursday, I can't see. I can't even remember what the hell I did. Um, Friday, Allison. I was going to do something last night, but there were some pop ups going on last night, and I was just like, nah. I'll just take the night off. But yeah, but tomorrow I'll be back with Nancy for our divine feminine messages at 5 o'clock. So I'm looking forward to that. And next weekend on Sunday, Ramon Moon Scarab will be our special guest and sharing his poetry. And if you haven't heard Ramon's artwork, well, I'm sure if you haven't heard Ramon's beautiful poetry, go check out his channel. He's got a couple, and like he just pulled 3 cards from an RWS deck, and video recorded. He took his time, wrote, sped up, and then played back, and it was just like, wow, that is amazing. So, And so, oh, and speaking of Ramon, I
I
utter
was
your
gonna say I
name.
heard Scarab, and I thought, is that Ramon?
I
That's
I
right.
utter your name and you appear. Now, why can't I do that with winning lottery numbers or $1 million? Just speak it into existence. But yes, Ramon does incredible poetry. It's just amazing
Blessings
what
to
he was able
you.
to write with those 3 cards. Wonderful. So when you get a chance, please go check out Ramon's channel and his poetry. And oh, thank you, Thomas. Yeah,
Care
I
Bear
posted
asked, yeah.
something recently. Yeah. And hello, Dina. Whoops. I touched it and it didn't work. Maybe I should use my mouse. And there's Dina. Hello, my dear. I don't think I missed anybody. No. So yeah, then we have investigative tarot. Sylvia from Colorful Foresight will be doing her first true crime read with us. There is a young lady. If anybody in chat lives in or around the Detroit area or has family in the Detroit area, there's a missing young lady. She's 13 years old. She disappeared last month, got off the school bus, and has just absolutely disappeared. And we're going to be reading on her to see what's going on with the sweetheart. And so, if you know anybody who lives in the area, see the picture in the thumbnail, get her face and her name out, and let's see if we can help bring this young lady, back home. And what's this? Really quick. So yes, me too. So excited. And let's see, Heather. Dusty White is looking for a tarot artist to do line work for his new tarot deck. No color work needed. See, that's me. I like lines now and then, but me, I'm all color. You can't look at my work and go, oh my God, look at all that color. So, but thank you, Karen. I mean, Care Bear, is that your name, Karen? I keep wanting to say, well, I see the Care Bear, and I keep wanting to put an N in there and say Karen. But thank you. And actually, wow, I have a friend who does illustration. I don't know if she would be interested. I'll let her know, but thank you. Yes, it is Karen. Oh, okay.
Oh, wow.
So, but I'm sure you prefer Care Bear, so I will say Care Bear or an artist in general. Okay. Very cool. Wow. Dusty White. I don't know who Dusty White is. I'll have to look him up. So, hello, Fatima. Thank you for being here. Let me just find where you are there. Hello. So yeah, that's I'm working on some new segments. And so to start off tonight's show, I was going through my college stuff and I came across one. He wrote, there's a few mares, but otherwise he enjoyed, what I did. We had to do a ballad. And so I'm like, oh, am I going, wow, doing a ballad. So of course I kind of messed up a little bit here and there with the grammar, but ballads were new to me. So but it was fun. I enjoyed it. And this was 11/2/94, almost around Thanksgiving. But that was like almost 30 years ago, 94. Oh, this is 24. So,
Yeah.
oh my
Yeah.
God. Oh, I'm so old. Sorry. Okay. It's like, where did my life go? Hello, Joyful Journey. And Miss Moonlight, hello. Everyone popping in. Oh, so nice to see everybody. And hello, Adelia. I knew you would be popping in there. So, the title of this ballad is Material Girl. A Catholic angel born, her halo broke at 10. She took the world by storm, along with all those men. She's counted lucky stars with navels, crosses, and bows. The queen of vamp and bras. Oh, how the money flows. In 85, the trend was bare for all to see, with painted lips of red to hang her from a tree. A writhing cat in heat and feeling like a virgin, you know it's time to leave when she rubs her own engine. She marries Spencer. I'm sorry. This is the first time I read this. I'm like, Heather, oh my God, this is awful, but it's funny at
It
the same
rhymes
time.
though. It sounds good.
So, okay. She marries Sean and throws away all her precious stones of time. Wait a minute. She marries Sean and throws away all her precious stones. A time of hatred grows with hidden broken bones. Because everybody knows that he was
Sean
physically
Penn
abusive
abused.
with her. Yeah. After the divorce ends and wounds have slowly healed, her hair color, skin now blend to match the facial peel. Her new style is more unique. Now crosses are in flames and holy statues bleed. She's playing her mind games. A butch in leather next. We need an open mind. She writes a book on sex. The church. She's crossed the line. An actress in her own eyes. The parts are few to come by. No matter how hard she tries to get a part, open the fly. A Catholic angel born, her halo broke at 10. She took the world by storm, along with all those men. At 20, yeah, I thought that was funny. So I thought that might be, get everybody into a laughing, happy mood. Because I know sometimes our poetry goes up and down. So I thought I would start with something funny. But yes, that was my ballad of Madonna, ballad of Material Girl from back then. And boy, if I could rewrite this now with everything else going on, oh good Lord have mercy. So, hello, Hershey. And I know more people have been popping in. I saw Tom, Team Depeche in the house. Yep, Madonna vibes, totally. That's who it was about. That was so cool. I love it. Yeah, I just really don't like what she's been doing the last, few years or so. It's like, okay, come on, lady. Oh, it's Madonna, please stop. Just stop. I mean, I mean, back in the day, she was the leader. She was the innovator. She never, jumped on musical bed. She created music trends and stuff. And since what, 2008 or 9, it's just like she's yeah, it's just not there anymore, especially not for me. But yeah, yeah. I do too. I actually have it. One of her very few movies that she did that was good. Um, okay, I'll just jump over and do the YouTubey things. Okay, do the YouTubey things. Thank you. Or I call it you booby things. I call it something people joke and call YouTube you boob. So I'm saying, yeah, go do the booby things. um, yeah. I think for me, her last good album was Confessions on the Dance Floor, and that was 2006, 7, where it had like that disco feel to it. It was just
With
really,
Hung Up
again,
and
unique, bringing
Sorry.
that
Yeah.
sounded. And then after that, it was just like she just jumped in on the bandwagon with all the hip hop and the urban and having all these nasty rap. I mean, it was just like, come on, really? No, Kanye, no, no. It just, yeah. So for me, a lot of it just really hasn't been very good. LinkedIn work, Heather. I'll be right back. What LinkedIn work? Oh, for me. Okay. I was confused. I rewatch it and Valley Girl a lot. Oh my God. Gag me with a spoon, Karen. Yeah. Remember watching as a kid. I was just like, but yeah. So, Jeff, what would you like to share?
Um. Hmm. Where am I right now? Um. I'm in sort of a glum mood, but I'm gonna read something glum from some good writ.
Some good
Um,
writ.
and this with the political stuff going on. This is called Hey 19. No relation to the Steely Dan.
I was going to say, who?
Um,
Hey, 19.
um, Resist tyranny. It's about that time to hunker down, but they'll whip you into a frenzy till you're so run down you can't get back up. It's gone viral exponentially, only you're not ready merely to be a specimen. It's something so tragic. Would that to wear a mask would not seem overreactive, but pragmatic. Resist tyranny. It's at the point where the strength from our numbers means nothing, as we're barraged by dawning alarm of fatalities which the teleprompters can never do justice, spliced with a deadpan delivery from the innocuous fake blonde. Resist tyranny. She's one of many wanting to shine in a digital news paradigm with that mouthy voice flatly uttering that the dying are multiplying. Her incantation, as all the others, has no discernible gravity. I wonder if she too fears she would just get left behind or is too vapid to think along the front line. And that was written during COVID when the media was, kind of at a point where it was at saturation point, but was really sharing nothing new about the pandemic. But I mean, I think it has resonance outside of COVID. The way you're hearing about all these things in the world that at like an 8 of wands level, it just comes in one after another, and you can't keep up with it. And you've got some faceless whatever reporting on some other tragedy, and we're all inured to it. So,
like that Don Henley song, Dirty Laundry.
Dirty Laundry, yeah.
They can tell you about the plane crash with a gleam in their eye, and they can tell you, do all the sauna dance, and still you didn't learn a thing. I mean, it's just, it's the exact same thing. Yeah. I haven't really been paying much attention because I just don't want anything to do with what's going on.
No, I think you're right to turn it out. It's a waste of time, but
I did today. I thought for the hell of it, because I saw something with Trump and it was just like, oh, look, he's got to pay all this money. And then right underneath it, he's got gold shoes.
Yeah, it started at what, 300 something million in the 340s, and then it's gone all the way up to 450 or something. And Letitia James in 2022 had it at one number, and then now it's ballooned to something. It's crazy.
I must have sent a special guest the wrong link, so let me back out. I will be right back.
So let's all talk. So what I want to know is what Care Bear, I know you write. Would you be game for like on the spot stuff that Heather and I have kind of done in the past on my channel or this channel, where we like spit back and forth and we do kind of a game of telephone where people just shoot out stuff, based on whatever? Or Hershey, for that matter, after what I heard today, which was amazing on Tom's channel. I'm sure Care Bear heard it too. Because I'm like ready to go through the roof with some new stuff. Yeah. And definitely, I believe, like, I'm at a point. I said this in one of my videos earlier that I wanted to, and I didn't put it as well as, I'm not going to put it as well as I did now. I want to write about stuff other than what I've written about, and to put a fine point on it, sometimes cutting off the stuff, because they're like tattoos. Madonna said that songs are like tattoos. Speaking of Madonna. Oh, Miss Tarot D is around. Hi, Miss Tarot D.
Hi, everyone.
Surprise guest tonight, people.
Blessings and light to everyone. How is everyone?
Doing great and even better now that
Even
you're
better
here with
now.
us. Yes.
I
Our,
don't
our,
read
our
my
fairy
handwriting.
drag queen tarot grandmother is here.
No, I'm sorry. I finished our show and then I took some time to record a new tower spread.
Oh, let me put you up on the big screen so we
Oh, I
can all
wanna
take
see
a look
this.
at that.
Yes, so it's called The Luck of the Irish. And it's a
Ooh.
4-leaf clover spread. So I just did an instructional video and maybe late tonight or tomorrow, edit it and I'll put it up so people can try it out. And then as I was running to the ladies' room, Hershey, the shadow reader, calls me.
Uh-oh.
And I said, Hershey, I have to pee. I have to pee. And she wouldn't let me go. And so finally I just had to hang up on the bitch and go because I was gonna pee on myself, I just hope she's not in the room
She's
listening
like,
to
oh,
us.
No, she didn't.
I hope she's not in the room listening to us, but I don't want to start any drama.
Well, I won't tell her if all of us don't tell her. Oh, so glad for you were able to join us. And
Thank
I
you
just
for
finished.
inviting. Thank you.
I felt bad the last time because I didn't know that you were able to do a show. And so when I saw you were doing a pop-up tonight, I was like, oh, I got to make sure I send her an invite. And here you are. And we were just talking about Madonna because I was reading an old ballad that I wrote back in college for a poetry class. And I used her as the subject of my ballad. And we were just finishing talking up about her. And then you pop in and then Tom goes, the most virginal of them all, Miss Tarot D. And she's a Gemini like me. Oh, who's a Gemini? Miss Tarot D or Miss Hershey?
Hershey. Miss Tarot D,
Okay.
I think.
We just
Care
can't
Bear.
help ourselves. Yes. So, Miss Tarot D, do you ever write poetry or
I
prose?
don't. That's really not one of my talents. The only talent I have is to stir shit up.
Well, if anyone needs a good shit pot stirred, Miss Tarot D is the.
Yeah. My husband is the artist, as you can see from all his artwork. He can sing,
Hi, Hector.
dance. He does everything. The only art that I have is the art of the arcane, the art of the supernatural. The art of healing. I really take that in serious.
And those are very important.
Yeah.
And you do them so well.
Thank you. I wish I've always, so believe it or not, one of my favorite genres of music is gospel music. I love gospel music.
Wow.
There's something about gospel music that you could be at your lowest point and it'll just, no matter what faith, no matter what religion you are, it just, that type of music just moves you. And I've always wished that I could sing gospel.
It's beautiful.
That's been one of my, But
when I first heard Sarah Brightman, I was like, oh man, of all the different types of genres of music, I wish I could have had the voice for opera because she can do so much more with the operatic voice. I mean, look at Pat Benatar. She studied opera. She became a rock chick. And some of the stuff that Sarah Brightman can do, man, what a powerhouse. So, yeah, it's interesting how we all have different pulls to different genres of music.
Sure.
Oh, and Care Bear shared. I grew up Southern Baptist, grew up singing in church.
Oh, look at that.
Yep, I did too. When I was younger and Catholic. Yeah, that was my favorite thing. I loved to sing. That was my thing.
As a matter of fact, when I met my husband, we were in a taxi or we were somewhere, and so a song came on, and I started to sing, and he looked at me. He says, "Promise me you'll never ever sing again."
Oh,
and we've been together 25 years. And one day he said to me, he goes, "Oh, how come you're not singing along?" I said, "Because you had told me never to ever sing again, so I will not sing in front of you. And he's like, oh, and I was joking. I said, nope, nope, too late. 25 years later, you can't take it back. You know?
You know what? I was doing that once in a car with my friend Amanda. We were sitting, and she goes, "Wait a minute." She goes, "Who does this song again?" I said,
Hmm.
"You know, so and so." And she goes, "Oh, good. Let's keep it that way." Bitch. But yeah, you know, we had a good laugh. So every now and
Yes.
then I'll, but yeah. And here, opera is amazing. I sang a little with voice coach, but no Sarah Brightman. It's super difficult. Yeah, it is. I always wanted to be a heavy metal chick singer too. So, they kind of go hand in hand because you got to learn how to control, all that vocal range. And speaking of vocal range, I don't know if anybody has heard of this band. The lead singer is just phenomenal with what he can do with his voice. And they're bringing classic rock back. I love it.
Ooh.
Greta Van Fleet. Amazing band. If anybody's never heard of Greta Van Fleet, go check them out. This kid's vocal range is just incredible. It really is what he can do with it. So yeah. Jazz is the best. I love the soul. Yes. We all resonate differently. Certain sounds, for me, it's certain songs. And hello, Nancy, a Crohn's Intuition. Hello,
Hi,
my dear.
Nancy.
And for people popping in, we have a special guest this evening. So Miss Tarot D has joined Jeff and I. And Care Bear. So yes, so you have heard of Greta Van Fleet. So yes, definitely check them out.
I don't know what is going on with my camera here. It just got moved and it's making me a little.
Oh, is something moving your camera around?
Is that her?
At least you're not having problems like Hershey had last night or the other night. With
Oh my
crystals
God.
being smashed and poor dragon statues being broken and tarot cards. I was like,
That
girl.
was amazing. That was really, really amazing. You know?
That's when you go to the local Catholics, church and get a whole bunch of holy water and some holy palm and start going around.
Mhm.
Let's see. I love all kinds of music. My playlist is all over the place. Yes, same here. So, Jeff, is there another poem that you would like to share with all of us?
Yes.
He wrote one, Ode to Miss Tara D. You could share that one. You could share it. It's okay.
Let's draw the cards first, and then I'll write the ode to Miss Tarot D. How does that sound?
Yep, because that's
For
what we do on
gracing
this
us
show. We'll
tonight
pull a card
with
and then
the
we'll write a poem.
presents.
Should I use my tarot deck or my oracle deck? That would be interesting.
Just pondering which poem he wants to share.
This is one I wrote about. This is one. What page is it? 737. This was about. And it just flipped to page 71 again. If anybody saw that video today.
No, but it must mean that there is a message.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, maybe I'll read what's on 71. It's called Underachievers. They gave you days to weeks, but if to you life was always pain, even with the flesh and blood one you claimed to love by your side, it was never really a matter of time. You lasted less than a week to the day. I misguidedly tried to be the hero for both of us, so it didn't matter if I gave up, or if your laziness, or how fast the wind blew, or if my saying I slept too poorly to take you made me a liar. I didn't know where your shortcomings started and mine with yours blended. Neither of our gifts complemented the others because we would still take them for granted, even if we were both still alive. If all we did was butt heads and for all pleasantries before, your last words to me were, "You bastard." Encephalopathy of the brain took the reins, while as the end of the story grew nearer, the doctor said, there was no reading between the lines. You are going to die. Haunting memories of you drugged out as if you were a fiend out on a sidewalk adjacent to our former apartment on Main Street. For the longer I wanted you to hold on, it was I who, in fewer than a 2-day home hospice, administered prescribed doses of morphine to relax the heart so you wouldn't suffer needlessly. The last dose I withheld in hopes that you would still be there and it wouldn't be enough. But the final say wasn't mine. God felt the lack thereof was just right. By this time, your fight to survive didn't require you to be of sound mind. So I'll never know if you knew it was I who left you behind, obstructing the ability and the will for you to live when our problems will now and forever yield no solutions. We're two underachievers. We're better than one. Riddle me this: 3 hospitalizations in the course of 6 months, 2 urinary tract infections, 1 bout with pneumonia, 2 rehabs. How many doctors, how many tests? How could they have missed all this? If those were the right places and the right times, then on the night before his second to last release, yet stay of execution, my layman's position that something else was making him worse. My demanding a CT and blood work was all it took, but it was too late. All those underachievers have nothing on me, the one who hurts most.
Wow.
Oh my God.
It's depressing.
You think? Just a little.
But also what I love what Jeff is willing to share his struggles, his personal experiences, loves with poetry, being vulnerable. It's really hard for a lot of people today to be vulnerable, and share, deeply, what they go through and what they experience. So, it takes, you know, quite the character to be able to
The
do
other
that.
one was about the one I wanted to read was a little more upbeat, but it was about a boy I was obsessed with, still am obsessed with, called Surprise Tell. And my mother, and I don't know if I think I might have read it here, but I read something like it, and it was how my mother knew I was queer when
Mm,
she read it. I wrote it 30 years ago,
Hmm.
so.
Wow.
you've had some support for sharing. Terry at Holding Your Space has joined us. She says, "Wow, beautiful and sad."
Well, hi, Terry.
Care Bear says, "You bare your soul."
Mhm.
Hershey, "I loved it. That was so beautiful and deep."
Very good.
So, and then Care Bear also said, "Tell me about a lot of my latest are about things I can't share on here. A little risque. Getting back into writing more, I feel comfortable sharing." So yes, Care Bear is going to join, is a writer too. She will be joining Jeff and I at some point um, for our show. Joyful Journey has joined us. Miss Taro D, you look amazing.
Thank you.
Hershey, I
Yes.
love writing. It's a huge release. Yes. And so, yes, it's so good to see you, Terry. It's nice to have you in chat. Um,
So,
wow, how did
Jeff,
I follow that up?
Yes.
well, I mean, you just opened up the door for so many questions in my mind. So, is this how do the two worlds of, well, I'm going to stick with this poem because I found this poem very deep and very interesting. How do the two paths of your spirituality with Tara and your spirituality in your writing, did they coexist together, or did one lead to the other, or did one help the other one to grow? I mean,
Ooh,
spill the beans, honey.
I think the form, I always viewed poetry as the gift I had. I never viewed the tarot reading as a possible gift.
Okay.
I only got into tarot later, but when I was in my probably mid 20s, I started writing.
Mm,
But I was never really convinced that there was anything good going on until about maybe 2010 through like 15, where it felt to me like my spiritual gift was literally just lying in bed and I could just be writing something and I wouldn't know where it came from, Miss Tarot D. And then in a lot of cases, it would be about me, or it would just be a simple phrase. And the simple phrase would be a turnabout or turn play into something that is about me. So they they do now coexist, because when you can write, and this is my gift, I can write like a poem a day and it can be about anything, or I can shoot back in a tarot card or like about somebody, a hit I'm getting off the cards. So they do exist as mutually exclusive, but also as contemporaneous to each other as one form of channeling.
Mhm.
But the only reason I got into tarot was I was a political fundraiser for the Democratic Party in 2015 through 18, and then I stopped and I got into Truth Warrior Tarot on here and Marie's Table and a whole bunch of other readers, and they were doing it on political reads, and I found those very fascinating.
Okay.
And then some of them would also have more conspiratorial bents. And the one I'm referring to now has gone way off the deep end. I could write a poem about her just based off the line I gave you. Conspiratorial bent and gone way off the deep end. But I still watch her because I think there's something to what she's saying. So to answer your question, yes and yes and no and no. It didn't start that way, but it's like that now.
And I'm sorry, do your spirit guides speak to you and tell you or guide you in what they want you to write?
I feel
I'm
like
sorry,
when
Heather. I'm sorry. I just took over had this show. Heather, I'm sorry. I just
Yeah,
No,
oh,
you're
yeah, whose show
fine.
is
No,
this?
this is. I figured the question was going to be asked to me too, so I figured, when Jeff.
you
was
both
going-
can answer, please.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
I'm
what I
just
thought. So
fascinated.
fine.
I apologize.
What guides the
apologize. No,
video is
please.
the spirit guides. What guides the videos, Miss Tarot D, that I do is the spirit guides. What guides the poetry is what I think is more here from here.
Okay.
It's more of a direct connection, but I feel like if I get a download, it's after meditation from someone like Terry, or I'll see something in meditation that might inspire me to read on it. So that means there's an intersection of all of these dimensions at once.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Heather, jump in.
Well,
Tell us.
Well, for me, writing and poetry has been with me since I was a child. A lot of people know I was bullied really bad as a child, so I grew up alone. And so for me, and stuff that went on in my life and going all the way up through into my adulthood, for me, writing my music, listening to lyrics, and me writing was always what kept me company and what got me through stuff. And so I have been probably writing and doing things since I think, oh my God, like 10, 12 years old.
Really?
So for me, the tarot, which always love sharing the story. So I get to share the story again tonight. So when I was in high school, I was invited to attend a little workshop. A local poet had come to our school, Lafayette High School, and message was sent around to the English teachers that she was here and that if anybody was interested in writing poetry or learning about poetry, that we would be welcome to join her. And when Mr. Stazak said that, now me and another classmate of mine who I had crushes up until that point, but for me, everybody knows I have my honey out in the other room, but for me, John was my first guy that I really fell in love with. He was, but this was before, this ever happened, but he was in my my English class. And so both him and I just, so yeah, we would love to. And I looked at him, you write poetry? He goes, yeah, you. And I'm like, yeah. So, because for me, I didn't know too many guys who wrote poems. So we got to go to her class, her workshop, and it was, oh, and Hershey, you're gonna love this if Hershey's still here. So we sat down, and what I remember is she had a deck of cards in her hands, and she asked if we had ever heard of tarot. And of course, no, I don't actually, I don't know if I did at that point. I was what, I think 17, so I probably had at some point, but I
Mhm.
really wasn't familiar with so she pulled out a deck of cards, and they were the thought cards, the Golden Dawn thought cards. And so she had John and I go through the deck and pick out a card that we felt, connected to, and we would write a poem from it. And so my first real foray into getting into really interested in poetry was through this local poet. I can't even remember her name. That's awful, but it was with the Thoth deck. And the first card that jumped right out at me, I was like, "That's my card." Was the High Priestess. And so I took the High Priestess, and I can't remember what I wrote, but I named it Organa because it reminded me of the divine, beautiful presence and spirituality and strength of Princess Leia. Because for me, growing up, she was someone to look up to. She was strong. She was unafraid. For me, she was, and she was beautiful. So for me, she was always a positive role model. And so when I saw this beautiful high priestess with the white dress and the energy and everything, I was like, oh, I need to. And her last name, Organa, came. And I can't remember what I wrote, but that was my, really first foray that I ever did with tarot and poetry. So, yeah. And after that, I didn't really get into the tarot and stuff until I got older, and I think I was going into college where I had a friend of mine tell me, "Hey, I'm learning witchcraft," and blah 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 blah. And that's a whole other story. But so from there, but writing poetry, I really didn't connect with that until just recently when I said to Jeff, I love writing poetry. He's like, I do too. I go and you like tarot. So let's try writing poetry based on a tarot card or cards that we pull for people in chat. And that's how this came to be. So for me, writing has always been very nurturing, spiritual for me. Um, you know, express heartbreak, but for me too, music again, lyrics have always been a major part of my life. And so I've my writing style has been inspired by like singer songwriters like Tori Amos, Ani DeFranco, writers who, especially the female writers who just write write these incredible lyrics, and they're so cryptic, but yet they're very beautifully poetic, and the imagery. And so for me, that's where I found um, kind of like a sisterhood, a little bit too with some Stevie Nicks and different artists here and there. Amy Lee from Evanescence, she's a prolific writer to me. And if I may, I had a little small one I wanted to share. It's only a few lines. And then we can go ahead and I can start looking for people who would like, a reading and a poem. Um, so I don't have a date on this one. It's around 2017 that I wrote this one. Um, and it goes, smoke paints the sky with song, invisible to the ears, but in an abstract way that the heart can understand. The wind takes her body, draping a shawl of fine crocheted needlework. From a okay, the wind takes her body, draping a shawl of fine crocheted needlework from the smoke of a sacred fire. Oh, I see what I did. I wrote two poems and I tried shoving them together, people. I didn't mean to confuse you, but I confused myself too.
I do
But
that
for
all
me,
the
I love playing with, but at the first one, yeah, smoke paints the sky with song, invisible to the ears, but in an abstract way that the heart can understand. The wind takes her body, draping a shawl of fine crocheted needlework. And some point, I have to work in the winning, because the other one I wrote is the wind crochets the smoke from sacred fires into abstract forms. Nature's art only the heart can understand. So I'm playing. Those two were separated, but I'm playing with combining them. So that was one of the ones I wanted to share. And if I could share just one more,
It's your
um,
channel, honey. You could share all you want. If people don't
um,
want to listen, they could leave. That's fine. We're
oh,
enjoying what you have to share with us.
okay, thank you. Um, so for briefly, I lived in Arizona. Sedona was always the place I would go to. I had one of the vortexes. The airport was my favorite. I would climb to the top and just sit on top of it and just, release all my stresses and worries and stuff from that past week or whatever. Because I lived up in Flagstaff and I would go down to visit Sedona.
Mhm.
And so I was writing something from memory. And on that red rock, I sat, my pain spilling tears upon the altar of Mother Earth. Grandfather's sun warmed my heart while the wind dried my cheeks. Sometimes when we feel the weakest is when we are actually our strongest. And that was another one I wanted to share.
Beautiful.
So thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
And you have a lot of love in the chat. Both of you got a lot of love.
Oh,
Thank you.
yes, that's why you said, best chatters. And let's see, I can see Heather rocking out. Actually, Tom, I did go to Lilith Fair. Not when Ani DeFranco was there though, but I think it was the last year that Sarah McLaughlin did Lilith Fair, and I really went to see one artist. Oh, and here she is. I don't know why I didn't think of her, Paula Cole. I absolutely love Paula Cole, and some of her newer stuff. I'm slowly warming up to, but her early stuff. And the Lilith Fair tickets were like $55 each, and I put it together, and I only got to see her for 40 minutes, but man, that was one of the best that I ever paid. And I got to see Natalie Merchant, which a lot of people don't realize she's from Western New York as well. um, Sarah McLaughlin, I got to watch for a little bit. I had to leave early to go catch my ride home. But I also got to see, I wasn't big on Emmylou Harris. So I had to kind of sit through Emmylou Harris and Liz Phair. But yeah, Natalie Merchant, Paula Cole, those were a couple of amazing performances. So yeah, I still have my little card, my little fair card that, I had. 10,000 Maniacs, yep. And they did an incredible remake of Because the Night by Patti Smythe. So that's a great Tiger Lily. Karen, I love you more and more and more. Is this even possible? Yes. And you know what pissed me off about that is that Paula Cole was the first woman ever to be nominated for a Grammy as a producer of their own album. And she kept losing all her Grammys to the
Lauren
one that
Hill.
did, the one that lit the fires. Oh, I can't think of her name right now. But yeah, she won best new artist. But yeah, that really got me when she lost. Yeah, Sunny Came Home. And it was about the mother that took her kids out of the house and lit the house on fire. I
Sean
can't think of
Colvin.
Sean Colvin. Thank you.
Yeah.
So I was really disappointed that they could give Paula that. And that album came out just months after my dad passed away. So for me, that album was very therapeutic too. So most definitely. Hi, Jackie. And Jackie likes Adele. Rolling in the Deep, a lot of her music sounds the same, but Rolling in the Deep, oh my God, that's a classic. I love that song. There's a fire. Sorry. Okay. Other will digress. But and remember TJ Tunstall, Black Horse and the Cherry
Suddenly
Tree?
I see.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Black Horse and the Cherry Tree. I got so excited when I saw that video, and I'm like, yes, a rocking chick. This sounds great. I get her album. That was the only song like that on the whole album. Like, you know. So, what's this? Natalie Merchant's mom had a vintage shop in Greenville, South Carolina. Oh wow, very cool. And another cool little fun fact, really quick, before we get to readings, is you know that top hat that you see in from the 70s that Stevie Nicks wore while she was on tour with Fleetwood Mac, that black top hat that she would have her pictures taken with and everything, and she would wear on stage. She actually got that in Buffalo at a thrift shop
Oh,
back in the day when Fleetwood Mac was touring. So
oh,
just a little fun fact to put out there.
cute.
Yeah. Easy
Wonderful.
on me. Now, who does Easy on Me?
Adele.
Is that Adele? Okay. Stop. We need a music night chat. Yes, we do. Let's make it happen. Maybe next Saturday night or something. That would be great. Oh, and Jeff showed that Adele is a Gemini.
Yeah, it'll become an entertainment gossip show before I'm done with it.
Oh my goodness. The Cure, you know. Now how goth do you mean now? Because there are some goth bands that were kind of like, ooh. I mean, look at the Crow soundtrack. That was some amazing music on there too. 9 Inch Nails and oh my goodness. Yeah. Jesus and the Mary Chain, and I mean the Cure to me, you know. But I digress.
I wish I'd known. I would have worn my goth look for tonight's.
Oh, well, we'll have to
We'll have
make
to
a
do
plan
it
for that.
again. Ooh.
Ooh, Moira. I used to love singing that when I was a little girl. I wanted to be a singer, and so I had Parallel Lines. I had the album. I had my Go-Go's album. I had my Blondie albums, my Pat Benatar, and I was one of those people that would grab the hairbrush and sing. I'm like, I'm going to be a singer when I get older, and Heart of Glass was always one of the ones that I would sing. So very cool, Moira. And let's see. Tom says, "Oh, you want to get goth? We can get goth." Oh, pretty. Well, we got to make a date for you and Jeff and I to come on, and we can talk about music and definitely talk about that too. And hello, Book Bewitched, Indigo Woman. Yeah. Hi, Book B. Thanks
Hi,
for joining
beautiful.
us.
I'm sorry, guys. I can't type with these nails. It makes it hard to type on
Oh
this.
my goodness.
I'm just blowing out kisses to all of you as you come in.
PJ Harvey.
Wonderful comments in chat.
PJ Harvey, to give you my love.
Oh.
Yep.
Little fish, big fish.
Swimming in the water. Come back here, man. Bring me my daughter. I probably screwed that up, but yeah, that was an album. Oh man, let me tell you. Hey Jeff of the Incredible Eyes. Okay. Goth it is. Now question. Now my friend Amanda doesn't feel that Evanescence deserves to be known as a goth band. I digress and I say yes. That they brought the music, more mainstream. I mean, the early days, Amy Lee with her makeup and her clothing and everything. Oh my God. I mean, I don't know how people feel, but to me, Evanescence is very much, they're more of a rock band now, but starting really out, they were very goth. So they are not. Okay, well, Tom has put in his, okay, but I think,
I didn't think they were, but yeah.
Really? Well, I just loved the look. I loved her music. My Immortal is an incredible song. I can't sing it without immediately choking up and wanting to cry because it reminds me of my relationship with my mother. So yeah, they were rock, but they kind of teetered on, the goth with the clothing and, the black and the makeup and stuff. So, oh, wow, we're getting a lot of nopes in here. Okay, so Heather is going to take a step back. I'll just keep that to myself then.
Yeah.
But no, I love, and labels, exactly. there's so many labels. She's just fantastic. Yes, and I would love to be able to see her someday. That would just be one of my dreams come true. So I don't think I missed anybody. Oh, Tom says, "Oh, really? I had such a crush on PJ Harvey." Interesting. Yeah, her, Bjork, and Tori Amos were like the main female femmes at that time. And they were on quite a few of the magazine covers, most definitely. And okay, am I missed? Nope, all caught up. So,
Moon showed up.
yep. Oh, Ramon's been here for a while.
Oh,
Yep.
he was lurking. Hi, Ramon.
Miss Tarot D, did you want to share your thought again and chat with Ramon being here? How you thought that Ramon and Cosmic Orphan has some of the sexiest voices on our YouTube, in our YouTube community?
That was a secret between you and I and about 300 other viewers.
Oh my God, you just scared me. I thought I was like, oh my God, no, wait a minute, was that a private? Ah, oh my, just gave me a heart attack. Oh, and yes, Fiona Apple.
Yeah, Sleep to Dream, and I met
yeah,
her.
but she kind of went off the. But yeah, she was interesting. The sugar cubes, yep. But I'm telling you that I don't know what she was thinking with the swan dress. I don't think she's ever going to live that down.
No,
and Ramon
it's
said,
a cult classic at this point. See, and Hershey agreed with me, Ramon.
Yeah. Yeah, that
Ramon es una boricua, ¿verdad? Ramon, tú eres boricua.
Ooh.
Sí, porque mi esposo es boricua, Bayamón.
Nah. Oops, my memories of all that matters. Yes, I love Stevie Nicks' style. Yep. Very cool. See, so whatever, si, senor.
You didn't know Miss Tara D was multilingual, right?
I didn't know. Not speaking in tongues.
Ooh, yes.
Listen, whatever pays the bills these days. Whatever pays the bills.
Speaking with tongues and speaking in tongues.
I know. See, he's from San Juan. Anybody from Puerto Rico is from San Juan. They're not. They're from another place, but everybody tells you they're from San Juan.
My name is Luca. I live on the second floor. Yep.
Ah.
Took me years to know what that song meant. And when I did, it was just like, wow. Yes, okay, we definitely need to do a music chat. Yes, we do. Oh, my goodness. Oh, Bookie Wish said, Miss Tarot D, I always hoped you were. And hi, Jay. Oh, and she's like, yes, honey.
Yes.
So Miss Jay's in the house.
Yes.
Wow.
Right.
And I have to say it when she brought it up, Spicy. I love the Spice Girls. I always have and I always will. Not ashamed of it.
Nope.
I'm a proud Spice Girl.
Mm-hmm.
They were so much fun, and they were about girls that get
You
out.
remember the Bangles?
Yes, I'm more of a Go-Go's girl, but their their third, Eternal Flame, that's my favorite.
They were such a fun little group. They broke up real quick.
They lasted for a few, but then again, they got those that infighting, people telling them, oh, you should do solo, you're better than them, da-da-da. But they did get back together. I think it was in the 2000s, and they put out an album called Dollhouse or something. But it just wasn't the same. The 80s isn't the 80s, I mean, if it's a different, there's just that magic.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Jay says, my in-laws lived in San Juan before Brooklyn. All righty.
San Juan is such a beautiful town.
And I don't know if a lot of people know what Jay looks like. And I hope I'm not embarrassing you, Jay, but Jay is extremely beautiful. I mean, she is such a gorgeous young lady. Just absolutely. And her daughter has her same beautiful eyes, everything. Jay's just awesome. She's an amazing reader. She's beautiful inside and out. I'm so happy to have her support me and my channel. It's always nice to see you, hon. Let's see, Jeff. Now your whole body is floating.
Trying to figure that one out.
I think maybe because of being in the dark, it looks like it's just a floating head. So you're just floating.
That's by design. When you got about 5 chins, you're trying to do anything. That's why the turtleneck's on too.
We're channeling that spirit. If anybody asks, that's spirit.
Yes. Whoa. So let's see. Are we ready to do some readings?
I'm just letting you know, I'm only going to stay on maybe another 15, 20 minutes, and then I need to go. Okay.
All right.
I'm
Sounds
going to
good to
take
me.
these off because it's hard to shuffle.
So if anybody would like a personal reading, just so you know, for me, I don't do third party. I don't do politics. Health and legal. I mean, I'll leave it up to, Jeff, if, I prefer no politics, because we will be like writing, poetry, but seeing that I'm opening up and it's going to be, personal readings. Hopefully, well, if I can just request everybody in chat, no politics. I'm just done with politics, but any, spiritual, messages or any other personal messages, that would be fine with me. So, yes, the cover of Hazy Shade of Winter. Yes, thank you, Tom. That is fabulous. That is on my channel, on my playlist. So we're just waiting to see if we are going to get any requests. Just go ahead and type me or however we want to do this. Or we can just keep talking music until we get one. Your gloves are, Miss Tarot D, your gloves are everything. I need those in my life. Jason.
Who said that?
Jay did.
Ah, well, I'm going to promote PD from the Tarot Lounge. She actually custom made these for me. Aren't they beautiful?
Oh, let me put you on the big screen. We got to see. PD from the Tarot Lounge. Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
And let me just see where.
You can really take an eye out with those.
Oh, you can.
You don't want to get into a fight with Miss Tarot Dean.
There's one. Where is it? I said earlier.
It's not going to protect your face with those claws.
On one of the nails, she actually put my initials on it. I'm trying to find which one. But didn't she do a beautiful job? Oh, there it is. Let me see if I could show you. Can you see that?
Oh, wow. It says Miss D on it. Oh, yes. I love it.
So if anybody's interested, hit up Miss PD over at the Tarot Lounge. Yeah, I actually just ordered 2 more pairs for some friends of mine who I thought they would love to have them as a gift.
Yeah, I got to have PD on along with Deanne, and she can talk about her gloves, and Deanne can talk about her oils.
Yes.
That she's now making. So, let me take you off the big screen for now.
Please do. You can see all my pores.
Girl, talk about pores. So, Jeff, let me know when you're ready, because usually you're the first one out of the gate, because it takes me a while to. Oh, look at that. How beautiful.
Sorry. Let me just.
So I will be pulling one card, so I can do my little mini poem on Miss Tarot D. If you end up being ready first, let me know, my dear. Okay. I got you, Fatima. And I also have you, Care Bear.
Is there a question or is it general?
I guess it's going to be a general shoot, just like a reading.
I'm feeling like
Here, let me put you over.
This is the Valentina deck, everybody. I'm kind of feeling like you're in a situation of some sort right now where it's do or die, but it's of your own, um, not of your own creation, but you're getting sick of it and you want out of something. Um, and it's almost like it's a battle of wits with someone. But what I got from you was um, staying chained like the moth to the flame, wanting to pull back, but never knowing if I'll be the same. I'm going to drop my cover, I'm going to drop the lie, and I'm going to look deep down into what lies inside. I don't know why I'm getting that off you and off this card because it doesn't really lend itself to that, but that's what I'm feeling.
All righty. I'm going to give it over to Miss Tarot D.
Okay, Maura. So 2 cards fell out from you. I'm using the Mermaid Tarot. Pretty cards, by the way. And the 5 of Swords, and then the Ace of Wands in reverse. Let me just show you them because. And there's almost seems to be like some kind of blockage in your ability to find creativity and inspiration to do something. It almost feels like, I don't know if you're self-bullying yourself, if you're kind of like beating yourself, sabotaging yourself, but you want to create, you have this special spark within you, and you want to do something innovative, you want to follow your passion, but yet you're fighting yourself and you're holding yourself back from doing it. So, best course of action is to kind of like get over yourself, girl. Stop beating yourself up and just take the risk. Be the fool, even though this is the Ace of Wands. It's also kind of the same meaning as the Fool is. Jump forward, take the risk. Stop, change this blockage and turn it upside down and just do, because you do have some creativity inside of you that needs to come out and some passions within you that needs to be explored. Hope that resonates.
Okay, I just need 1
And
second to
if it
finish up.
doesn't, it's all Jeff's fault.
Okay, so Maura, I got for you the High Priestess. Isn't that interesting? I was just talking about the High Priestess. And the High Priestess has to do with tapping into and trusting your own intuition, your own wisdom. The book is right there. Everything that you need is all written there. It's your story. It's your beliefs. It's who makes who you are. And it's a beautiful reminder, especially that light coming in and just reflecting off that you are divine feminine. You have divine feminine power, intuition, and that intuition can also not just be coming, doesn't always come just from a book, but from a book that you wrote yourself as well. And let's see, on the back of the card I have here, because this is Tarot de Louis, they have some really beautiful passages. And for this, it says here, intuition is my wisdom. I unveil all mysteries. And the poem that I had written for you from this is, what is a crown? A chakra of feminine beauty, glistening with a crystal moon and pages of words, both dripping with azure tones, curling up with a blanket of wisdom upon the folds of night. And that's your card and your poem, my dear. Hope you like it. So let me take that down. And really quick, Sonia has joined us. Hello, Sonia. Thank you for being here. Tom says, I really need to get that Valentina deck. And Karen said, I'm just amazed how you do that, Jeff. Oh, Valentina. Okay, so Sonia, alrighty. My husband would say otherwise. Hello, Sylvia. Good to see you. Conversations. Alrighty. So next up, we have actually Care Bear is next. Karen. I'm going to go to a different deck for Karen. Going with my Mystic Palette Tarot. Well, Care Bear, have you asked your guides? Have you gone in and meditated and listened to see where you felt like your soul, your heart was being drawn to? I'm sure you have, but let's look at the cards too. It's so much more fun. And Miss Tarot D, let me know when you are ready, or Jeff.
I got a travel log or jet skiing or paragliding when my guides screamed out to me. But the card that you got was Seven of Wands. Okay. And all battles are not external. What you're looking beyond isn't sometimes where everything's found when you're looking beyond. Take a step back for a moment and decide what it is you're looking into and what it is you want to do going forward, because it seems like the best things that you want might leave you bored. Step back in time and find out about the child that was left behind. And in that, you'll find the answer. I pray you won't be disappointed. I feel like, I don't know, I just got like, there's like a practicality issue versus what you feel you should write versus what your gut, like you already know what your guides are telling you, but you don't want to listen almost, or if they're telling you something, it's something that you're imposing on yourself because you feel it's the right thing. That's why I probably got whacked out answers that don't mean anything, but I feel like you have a sense that you should be expanding or traveling, and travel logs is what you would be writing about for some reason. That's what I got.
Very cool. And Care Bear said, Jeff, this is the way I feel right now, and just a different perspective, energy changes.
Yeah.
All righty. And Miss Tarot D.
I'm going to start with my poem. There once was a man from Nantucket. No, that's about it. We don't want to get you canceled on YouTube, my love. Care Bear, I pulled from messages from the Mermaids, which is an oracle deck, and it's recognition. So basically, Spirit is saying, start writing your acceptance letter. Apparently, you've lived a very interesting life, and Spirit is saying that you need to write about that. Start looking inward, like Jeff was saying, your travels, your journeys, all these notes that you've taken throughout the course of your life. It's time to pull that together and recognize yourself in recognition and write about you. And it's probably the hardest subject you've ever had to write about, because it is very hard to write about ourselves. But it seems to be kind of the path that they're pushing you towards, your own personal journey in life.
Okay, thank you. Beautiful. So really quick, we had a few people come in. Hello, Patricia. And let's see, rhymes with bucket. Book Bewitched. I didn't know you got a poem. If there's time, can I get a general read? We are at 9:15, so we'll see what we can do. Thank you. I like that it is difficult. Okay. So, Care Bear, I got the Four of Wands. So without going with the meaning of the cards or anything, it feels with this tier, this feels very carnival, feels celebration. Um for something to write about. I don't know if you write fiction. This could maybe very well be centered around a carnival. They have them, especially in in Italy, in Florence, when they do the yearly masquerades and the carnival that they have. That could maybe be a story centered around something like that. Or if this is nonfiction, maybe writing about different areas around the world that do the carnival celebrations, or maybe have the history of how it all became. Because when I pick up this card and I start writing, I just keep seeing all the beautiful gilded masks, the gowns, the pageantry, everything. And if you write something, I think you mentioned once before that you write a little bit of erotica, maybe even kind of like with a little bit of like an eyes wide shut kind of like little, tinge to it. Not as, dark as Eyes Wide Shut, but with the masks and everything, that was really interesting. Um, so I would feel that, with the Four of Wands, it's about foundation. I feel like there's something that you've already maybe started writing about that has a foundation to it, and now it's time to start bringing that into a manifestation. And the poem doesn't necessarily connect with that, I don't think, but I'll let that be up to you to decide. But I got Carnival. Celebration is light from within. Mysteries abound. The foundations are built up from the ground. Remove the mask. Who are you? The dragon's wings will guide you, because there are dragons. So there are dragons on this card. So I don't know if I read that too fast, but I'll just repeat it again because I think maybe I did. Carnival celebration is light from within. Mysteries abound. The foundations are built up from the ground. Remove the mask. Who are you? The dragon's wings will guide you. And there you go. I think I rushed it before, and I just wanted to make sure that the inflection went where I wanted it to go. So that's what I have. So hopefully, um, you enjoyed that. Alrighty, so we are at 9:18. Jeff, are you still good to go for?
Mhm.
So I know Miss Carol D is going to have to go soon. We have, let's see. Okay. Next up would be Fatima. Fatima, do you have anything specific or just a general, my dear? I just love that dress, Miss Carol D, and the wig. It's just all beautiful. I just like when you do that. You are muted, just in case you're sharing something.
I said, I feel like Andorra from Bewitched.
Oh, yes. And she didn't need a wand. She could just go, and there she was.
But I have a wand.
Well, the kind of wand that you can see, that you can hold. Well, I can say you can hold in your hand, but you can hold your wand in your hand too. But I'll just stop. Oh, it's always so much fun having you on, Miss Carol G. You're muted again. Oh, okay. So you don't. Gotcha. Whoa. Ooh, two jumped out for Fatima. I'm gonna put Jeff in the big seat because he's usually.
I got the Two of Swords for you. And in a lot of instances, to me, if it's upright, there's no denial about something. If it were a reverse, there would be, but I'm getting like some sort of energy about different systems of how you want to either uh, do something within your family that conflicts with something that someone told you. So I've come clean. I've shown you the deepest recesses of my soul. I've left it all. I haven't gone rogue. I just want you to know. Don't step on my toes when all I want to do is flex the muscles and live the life I'm owed. So I don't know if, and I'm not trying to be intrusive here by asking this, but I don't know if there are two different religions at play somehow, or two different belief systems, or just maybe even philosophies about how to run just finances, maybe. But there's something that is colliding with a deeply held ancestral belief or belief generationally that you have, and it's binding you to the point of almost like not feeling equal to your partner, or your partner's not feeling equal to you. That's what I'm getting. It's like it's almost like it's an interference in a relationship. Even if it's not a love relationship, it could be someone in your family, as I said, about something you want to do that goes against some sort of belief that's held, or some sort of experimentation, or I don't know.
All set?
Mhm.
Done? Okay.
Yeah, wow. Jeff, thank you. Such a springboard. And Fatima, thank you so much
You're welcome.
Mhm.
for saying that, because I'm sitting here. So I used the Mermaid Oracle card, and the card that came out for you was healing. And you see, it's kind of like a whole group. It's a family healing cycle. And as Jeff was talking, it was just resonating more and more and more. He kept seeing this strife that needed to be resolved, this peace, that there was some impasse. So as he was sharing and I was hearing and looking at the cards that Spirit gave to me, I was like, I totally get it. I totally get it. There's some kind of family stuff that needs to be kind of worked out here. The thing is, Fatima, is that I know it gets frustrating that other people cause harm and you're the one that always gets the brunt of it. But you know, you are a healer. You come from an ancestral line of brujas, of witches, or however, healers. That is your calling in life. And even though you're dealing with this family system right now that's where things are just not working out and people are letting you down and whatever, you are the healer in the family. You are the healer in the family. And unfortunately, Spirit says that's your task. And it's the gifts that were given to you. And sometimes these gifts come with a price. And I'm sorry to say that. And the price is that you have to do all the work again. You're the one who has to be the bigger person. You're the one that has to forgive. You're the one that has to put themselves out there. You're the one that gets the short end of the stick. Yeah, I hear that. But you're also the one that has the gift of healing, that you can help people feel better. And you're the one that can get people feel safe and whole and through crises and comfort. So you're both two sides of the same coins. So I do forgive very easily. And yep, and I have to make the peace. Yeah, yeah. So it is all about you. And I'm sorry if I'm rattling on. It's just that spirit is telling me that I got it. You know it, but you want to throw a temper tantrum. It's like enough is enough. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to be the good guy. Stop it, stop it, stop it. And spirit is saying, yes, 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 but get it through your thick skull, woman. This is your job. So yeah, so it's a beautiful gift you have. It's a beautiful gift, and I'm sorry that sometimes it challenges you so much, and that you're the one who has to make the peace all the time. But you are going to be rewarded in many, many other ways. So sorry for babbling on. Uh, it's just that spirit just wanted to reassure you how important this gift is and how important you are, my doll. You're very important. And
Mm.
you have
Very great.
so much love. And you know what? Because you give love, I'm going to send you love right now. Right now. I'm sending you
Mm.
love, joy, and a big hug to help you during this little frustration in life. Okay? So,
Yeah. To you, Fatima. And just really quick, Sylvia, we're not going to be taking any more tonight. Mr. OD has to leave shortly. And Jeff and I have two more to do, but we're here every Sunday. So if you'd like to come back next Sunday, we are here to do some more poetry and tarot for you all. And so I've been, only shuffling out one card, but two jumped out, Fatima. And it pretty much falls into what Jeff and especially what Miss Tarot D said. I did get the Devil card. And I also got the Nine of Wands. You're exhausted. The family, they're holding they're holding you in bondage. I know family, it's hard to let go, and I saw what you're saying, you do as they say. It doesn't make them happy, but you have to let them go. And I think part of one of the reasons why they keep doing this to you is because it's like an addiction. They know that they can keep doing that to you. I don't know if they get off on it as like a power trip. um some families, some members, I had a mother who was, narcissistic, so it, different family dynamics, but this Devil card is just really about being in bondage to someone, something, to our thoughts, our emotions. But I think part of the bondage too might be you needing to let go, of hoping that they will come around and see you, and not see, well, yeah, to come. I'm going to stick with that, for them coming around to see you, because it's important that they see you. They need to see that you are a strong woman, that you stand in your own truth, your own beliefs, and that they can't. You're no longer in bondage to them. I don't care what you say. I don't care what you do. I am moving forward. I know it's hard to have healthy boundaries. I've been waiting for you for quite a few months now, and this keeps coming up over and over again. So the only person that can get yourself out of this, it is you, my dear, walking away and letting them go, because you're exhausted, you're tired, you've had enough. The birds, the crows, the ravens, they're there saying that you need to rest, you need to sleep, you need to let this go. um and the poem that, or I guess you can call it the poem, that I wrote that came out is, um there is a bite in the air, flesh torn, heart broken and bare. What is holding you in bondage? Let them go. Listen to the wings of the ravens on the air. Sleep with your angels at your side. The moon is in your hand, cutting through the darkness. The great mother guides you, your spirit, and blesses you every night. So that's what I had for you, my dear. Because if you keep letting them do this to you, you're going to keep getting the same that you always get. You know, they've got you in bondage, and in a way that you kind of have them in bondage too, because you allow
Yeah.
this, you enable them, you perpetuate it. So you and the family are both keeping each other in bondage by allowing this back and forth between, you know, what they do to you and what you accept them doing to you. So it's all up to you, my dear.
And I wanted to just dovetail off something Heather said at the beginning. I was getting, I don't know if it was more on the other party's end or if it was on your end, but it felt based on that card's energy that it was enslavement to each other because there was a like bondage to each other. So I think there's something to be said for that. So yeah, and I didn't want to be as direct about it, but definitely, what Miss Tarody said and what Heather said is more directly what I wanted to convey, but was a little bit too afraid.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. And Miss Tarot D has to go.
Yes, I just wanted to finish this up because it was just so important. And I want to thank you all again, and thank you all for letting me read. And I
Thank you
thank
for
you for
coming.
sharing your poetry with me. It was all beautiful. And we'll see you soon. Love
Okay, good night, Miss
We
Tarot
have to
D.
read again.
Love you.
The
Bye.
energy I love. Yes.
And then there were two. So yeah, 90 minutes. So Jeff, we have Sonia and Book Bewitched. Are you good for two more?
I can do two. Mhm.
Can you do two? Okay. So first of all, Sonia, are you still here? So Sonia and Book Bewitched. Let me know if either of you are still here. Sonia. Okay, so Sonia is here. Okay. See, for me, when I write my poems, I need some time to sit, let the playful words, the colorful words, and the way of writing and crafting it come. For me, it's so hard to do it on the fly. It really is. So Sonia. Whoa. Well, I guess that's your card. Oh, this is interesting. Here, I'm just going to put Jeff in the big seat because he's.
All right. So I got the what we would term in political readings the immigration card. Wait a minute. Hold on. I got to think about this for a minute. No, this is the Six of Wands. So to me, and I just want to show the artwork on this. There's this feeling of having been through an incredible amount in your life where you were put on a pedestal or you were unfairly judged for something that had nothing to do with you. And I think now is the time where that energy that others had put on you, you've taken a little bit into yourself. And it's time to almost say how much of this is what they've put or done to me and how little of it matters, because it's really your time to shine and be victorious. Like in the regular Rider-Waite-Smith, the card would be. So that is why I think the meaning eluded me at first, and it just eluded me until a second ago, that to be seen and be seen is victory for you, for who you really are. So what I'm getting is struck by lightning not once, not twice, but God knows how many times. It was like lying there and not being heard. But by the same token, I couldn't speak. There was not something uttered, not even the briefest word. I can stand now, but the challenge lies in being heard. So I just think I think that there's either something um, artistically or or something you've achieved that you're about to be noticed for, or something that you were told you couldn't do, but through every bit of resistance that you were fighting, you've done it. And now you just want to get to a place where you're celebrating and you're relieved. That's what I get.
And I'm just looking for one more line. So hang on, Sonia. I'm going to put that up there. She shared something. Okay, we're almost there. Oh, okay. Ow, cat. No, you can't come up here right now. Okay. No, you can jump up here. That's all right. Come on. I'm not picking you up. So, Sonia, I have the 10 of Cups. And yes, there are no cups in the card. This is kind of more of a, I don't want to say, well, it's not a pit, but they don't use really use a lot of the suits. They go by imagery and feel. And this is basically considered a goth deck. So my goth people in there, don't come after me, but it's the Tarot de Louis. It's got vampires in here and kind of dark moody stuff. So this is a very emo, very emotional. But what they love is that showing, but just because something is dark or darkly presented doesn't mean that it's bad. So it's a beautiful message behind this deck. It really is. So I just want to show you the card. And with the 10 of Cups, 10 of Cups is about that culminating to that emotional release. It's happiness. For some decks, it says, material, wealth. But the cups is just you come full circle. It's a closure of emotions. You've been through so much, and now it's just like a beautiful, subtle release. And I love how that light comes down. And I really wish I had more time to play with the imagery into the poem. But for me, it feels that some things have come full circle emotionally for you. And now it's just that beautiful, gentle, it's like that sublime awe that, that feeling that of just, whew, you take that deep breath and you release it. And I just love how that, what they call like the God light that comes through, the veil and it pierces the clouds. And what I have for you is small, but I like it. I hope you do too. The light sings within your soul. Petals cascade around your lavender mist. Violet pulsates at a gentle hum, vibrating frequencies through the chalice of your song. And that's what I have for you.
That's beautiful.
Thank you, my dear. The kitty always comes when you have a message for me, Sonia. Really? Oh, I'm sorry. But yeah, he knows he can jump up here, and some days he gets lazy because he wants mommy to pick him up, and I'm like, no, you're quite capable. And like goth too, there's beauty in goth. Look beyond. People were surprised when I posted it. Beautiful.
Yeah.
It's interesting how she is alone on the 10 of Cups. I get being whole in yourself. Also, that's beautiful too. Yes. Very nice. Ooh, I'll have to remember that.
Mhm.
So last up, Book Bewitched. Are you still here, my dear? Book Bewitched. Oh, thank you, Tom, for putting links in and stuff. I appreciate that.
Thank you, Tom.
Tom, are you a moderator? I can't tell on my screen here. Let me pull up the live. Book Bewitched, my dear, are you here? I don't have a little telephone or little bell to. Oh, yeah, you are. Oh, okay. That way I don't have to go look for it. Book Bewitched. Heather, my cat likes to bat my tarot cards out of the way. Yeah, mine just lays on them, rubs all over them, you know. Well, I guess you gave me too much power. Yeah. So hopefully next week, hopefully on Saturday, Jeff, you'll have to let me know. Tom and I want to get together, have that chat, maybe even chat about music. So let me know if
Mhm.
we can, if next Saturday
Saturday's fine. It's
at
even
8.
better than Sunday for me.
Okay, so 8
Mhm.
o'clock we'll be able to do the hangout with Tom. That would be so cool to start doing on Saturdays, Tom, with you. You'll be my Saturday night hangout. So I guess Book Bewitched left.
How rude. No.
Well, sometimes our internet drops out, but yes, if anybody in the future, would like a reading, please let me know. If you have to go, and then I can take you off the list because there was somebody else who wanted one.
Sylvia wanted one, but we had stopped it by then.
Yeah, and Sylvia already left. She said good night.
But I could have sworn there was one other one too.
Let's see. I'm looking through here. We got Karen. Here's a creative question. Fatima, Sonia, and Book Bewitched. Those are the
Okay.
ones that I saw. So, well, it's too bad that you left. Oh well. Okay, well, yeah, Colorful Foresight. Yeah, she left. But Jeff and I will be back here next week. Oh, thank you,
Thank
Mo.
you.
I think they had asked. Yeah, Sylvia did, but she left.
Yeah.
So I told her that we'd be able to do this again for her next weekend. Really quick, Sylvia will be joining, doing her first true crime with us, on Wednesday, with Jackie, Crystal Moon, and I. And now that we still, that's weird. It says we have one person in chat, but I see. Oh, Book Bewitched is here. Oh, okay. Well, we've been asking
Oh,
for your
cool.
book, and we didn't see you pop in. So, all right, we got enough time for one more. You pull out your cards again, Jeff?
Yeah. I
or
really
if you
want
need
to
to
do
go.
this and not clean my room for tomorrow, so that's why I wanted to keep going.
Oh, so Karen says she feels better now. I'm glad that you do. I'm glad we could help. And Sonia says thank you to the two of you. You made my
Thank you,
night.
Sonia.
Oh,
Blessings.
that's beautiful. Thank you, Sonia. So okay, so Book Bewitched, my little Stevie girl. Where's my Nyx? Where's my Nyx Fix? That's actually the name of her fan channel is called the Nyx Fix. So Book Bewitched. She calls me Indigo Woman. I call her Hey Nyx Fix. I'll get you
Is this a general?
yeah.
Okay.
Oh, wait a minute. Let me see.
It's because I thought there was something about her writing. I don't remember.
No, that was I know that was Care Bear. Book Bewitched says, I didn't know you got a poem. If there's time,
Oh, it
can
is
I
a
get a general
general.
read?
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, for Book Bewitched. Ooh. I'm just gonna put Jeff on the big screen. In the hot seat.
Just waiting for the card. Hold on a second. All right. Okay. I don't know if you're used to, and I don't mean this in any way in a derisive or way. If you're used to being um, in the authority, um, where people are looking to you for guidance, and for some reason or some reason alone right now, you're not projecting what you once were projecting, and I'm wondering if it's either a fear that you have about something, or if it's somebody around you that's telling you something about a situation and they're giving you the wrong advice. Because I feel it's almost like self-sabotage. So what I'm getting is cohabitating with the people that you have to. No one put a bullet through your brain. No one left you to be the one that would have to sacrifice anything just for your own personal gain. You made your own way, and that's the way it should stay. As dogmatic as it sounds, staying close to principle is what is going to ring truest when your soul's purpose is found. So I feel like someone's trying to undermine you in a journey you're on of self discovery that also involves leadership. I also want to add to the reason I use bullet to the brain was no one forced you to want to do it. This is a calling that you have that you're good at. So no one should, just for entertainment purposes only. Um, that's metaphor. Um, um, and it's something that you might have developed over time, but I think it was an innate quality that you had that is a gift that's being undermined. Yes.
Okay. Okay. I got the star card for you, Book Bewitched, and such a lovely card. I was getting, oh, if I write this, oh, and I could write that. And it's just like, oh my God, Heather, come on. You've got only a few minutes to do this. So Book Bewitched. Oh, Sylvia, you're still here too. I thought you had left, sweetheart. Um, so I have the star card for you. And the star, of course, is following your dreams. Whatever you have going on right now, trust in your dreams, trust in yourself. um the card is just like your guiding light. What is your guiding light besides your higher self, your higher power? Believing in yourself, not just your intuition, but when people say higher self, is that high, that it's that, it's the God source that is within us. Sometimes when you say your higher self, it kind of, you know, whitewashes, the real power behind of, or the concept of, this is, this is your cosmic God source. This is your divine light. This is that spark that's within all of us. And just keep believing in that light in your dream and those wishes that you want to create. And I love that there's a little hummingbird, down here too. So keep following that dream, girl. Don't give that up. And the poem that came out here for you is, we trace patterns in the sky, silver points of light in a pool of liquid night. Scry within the womb of your magical mind. Hummingbird laces water drops from your chalice that glint within the light of your gossamer wings. I wanted to go more and more, but this is, as far as I could get. So I hope you like that. So I was making a Fleetwood Mac joke, not stepping on your. Okay, so basically, Jeff is saying you can go your own way.
Pretty much. Yeah.
So we are at 9:50. Jeff, do you have enough energy to do
Yeah.
one for Sylvia? Okay. I thought Sylvia, I had thought you had left. I thought you said good night. And so when we were calling to see who was still here. But yeah. Jeff doesn't really want to clean his place anyway, so
Yeah.
I'm going to stick with this Tarot de Louis. I like the poems that are coming from it.
What was Sylvia's question? It was about guides in her writing or something.
Yes. Wait a minute. Let me see. Thank you. Oh no, that's not. Hold on a second. Where did you? Oh, that's right. I didn't think we were going to have time. But yes, Sylvia had asked about her book. So focusing on. Were you looking for ideas, Sylvia, or just kind of the energy of around what to do with a book? So let's see. Did Book Bewitched say anything? I don't see. So maybe she's processing. I'm just going to go ahead and put Jeff in the. Yeah, Book, we just did your reading, sweetheart. Yep, we just did your reading.
All right,
So we just
Sylvia.
So now we're doing
yeah.
Sylvia.
Okay. Okay, here we go again. This time you got the Two of Wands, the Two of Swords reversed, which is what Fatima got upright. The first thing I saw when I read into this question after Heather repeated it to me was flowcharts. And you strike me as the type of person that would map out something before you did it. I'm not even so much concerned about the subject matter of what you're writing. I'm more concerned that you're not thinking about how content can take many forms. And I don't just mean in genre, I mean in the way that you can, and I feel this is you too. You want to convey as much information as you can, almost to an encyclopedia point of view, without considering that maybe there needs to be something that is inherently about you that comes through in this. So I'm getting sort of an element of denial about that, and not ready to make a decision simply because, not that you don't have the information about what you want to write. I think you've honed in on it. I just don't think you're in the right headspace. Sometimes less is more. When we put ourselves into the middle of a maelstrom, we open up the door to a lot of other issues, some of which we hadn't envisioned we'd encounter, even in the best of missions. Put forth what it is you want to say ahead of how much you say, and leave the rest to what's inside, and what comes through the pen is what will ride. So I would just, I feel like it's about not something professionally. It could be about something that you have a great deal of foundational knowledge that you might have studied, but I feel as if it's coming off in a way that you're finding yourself wouldn't resonate. So, and you're looking at it too clinically. You want to more personalize it instead of depersonalize it, if that makes sense. That's all I have.
Wow, this is going somewhere. Again, I don't have enough time to be able to write everything as it's coming out. Sylvia, I can always rewrite this out to you because I'll be seeing you next week. So Book Bewitched, honey, we already read for you. Oh, you were spot on. Okay, so she watched. All right, so Sylvia. Wait, where did I just put your card? Oh, it's right there. So Sylvia, you got the Four of Swords. And the Four of Swords is about taking time to relax, to rest. And for me, this feels like, well, the card itself, about just giving yourself time to allow these thoughts and processes to naturally come on its own. Sometimes when we try to force something or rush something, it makes it harder for us to be able to really communicate with our creative self, our muse of what it is that we want to do if we push too hard. So with the Four of Swords, it's all about resting and allowing time to pass for this to come to you. I'm not one for patience, so I get that. But right now, it's just telling you to take time, give your thoughts a rest, give this time a rest, allow things to naturally develop on its own. And what's really interesting in about writing is that there's this little fiber of strand that's coming forward and it's in her hand. It's almost like she's laying there trying to write something. It's really quite interesting, this image. So this is going to be a little discombobulated. I'll try to rework it later. So I have Lost in Time, an ocean of numbers, dimensions drown with fibers of mental strands of clarity, to sleep with ticks and tocks. The walls may cool and we shiver, awakening in between deeper states. Draw the strand of truth, etch it within the waves of time and space. Breathe deep and collect your thoughts like missing minutes and hollow seconds. And that's as far as I got.
That's beautiful, and I think that highlights what she was saying too about feeling it, and not, and what I was saying about personalizing it. Let the vicissitudes of the tide roll in and roll out. The knowledge is there. Don't worry about it, and don't even worry about the subject matter because it's there, and it's a beautiful way of saying it.
Beautiful. And she says, I do like doing automatic writing or channel writing. So awesome. Yeah, I can't wait to work on a couple of these poems, y'all. You really got me inspired. And Heather, what deck am I using? Whoop. I am using the Tarot de Louis or Newt, however you want to pronounce it. And it is put out by Los Scarabeo. And
Just like this one, Los Scarabeo.
Yep. They have some interesting decks. I have their Thelema and I have their Arcana too. And oh, of course, Tarot of the Haunted House that Sasha put hers out on. So everybody, thank you. Jeff, thank you for hanging.
Thank you.
Yeah, wow, 2 hours. Doesn't really even feel like it.
It doesn't feel like it.
No, because I think a lot of it was just chatting too in the beginning. So it wasn't like we were really tapping into stuff to to drain us, but or to not to drain us, but after a while you do get a little drained. You get a little tired.
On that Natalie Merchant front, it's her last album that came out within the last year. I want to say July or August is really good. But there's a song on it about the Tower of Babel. You should look it
Oh,
up on YouTube, and if you
okay.
haven't,
Night,
and check it out.
Odelia.
So, night,
So,
everybody.
yes, good night, everybody, and thank you again. And we'll see you next week, next Sunday. And again, Ramon from Moon Scarab will be joining us. And if you get a chance before the show, go over to his channel, Moon Scarab, and check out his tarot poetry, and you won't be disappointed. And we'll talk to you later. Have a good night, everyone.
Bye.